Good morning, everyone. It's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com and my 4-day weekend with the 2025 BMW M5 Touring has come to an end. So in this video, we're going to go over everything. Good, the bad, what it's like to live with this car, and whether you're going to want to buy it. Now, this has the beautiful color of Isle of Man green, which is actually a free color. There's no extra charge for this. We have the Kalami orange interior with black inserts. This is also free. There's nothing extra here with, leather or full leather that we're getting charged extra for. So one thing off the bat, let me tell you, is I can't sit behind myself. I have headroom, and you got the dual pane sunroof here. The sunroof, disappointingly, for people who like sunroofs, does not go back. So it's just regular glass, and it's raining. But I can't, I'm 6 feet tall, so usually I should have no problem sitting behind myself. And my seating position is probably up a little further than somebody who's 6 feet tall. I like to be a little close to the steering wheel. I do like the steering wheel. It's flat bottom. It is a little thick, and after about an hour, you'll get, your hands will get a little cramped. But sitting in here, I do not have room for my feet. I have size 13 feet, and my feet do not fit there. So I could not sit in the back of this car. Now, this car does have optional heated seats in the back. Front seats heated and cooled, which we'll go over in a minute. The tires are staggered. This has the optional $8,500 ceramic brakes. 20 inches in the front, 21 inches in the back. Now, even on these 21-inch tires, with the ceramic brakes, you actually get a decent sidewall here, which should help for the potholes here in New Jersey. 295, 35, 21s. ZR is the speed rating. And what were they here? 285 40s. P0 tires. Now, this is a hybrid. So let's talk about size. This is 200 inches long. Now, that's a big car. That's like a 7 Series or a Mercedes S-Class. BMW 7 Series long. Now, I started getting into BMWs when the E39 M5 was out. That car is 188 inches. So over the last 25 years, that car came out here in the US model year 2000. This has gained about 12 inches. So you, in the last 25 years, you've probably gained 12 inches around the midsection. You know, you were in your prime when the E39 M5 came out. When you were older and wiser, you had the E60 M5 with the V10. And those were available in wagons in Europe. This is the first time we ever got the wagon here in North America. So this is a modern car. It's not supposed to be an E39 M5. That car, when it came out with its 400 horsepower and V8, stick shift only, was the fastest four-door car in the world. Now, this is probably not the fastest four-door car in the world or the fastest wagon in the world, but it is a real fast car. You got a 0 to 60 time in the 3s, and this car has gained a lot of weight. You know, you probably were 3,500 pounds for an E39 M5, maybe high 3s. Now, you're at 5,500 pounds. So we gained about, I think, 800 pounds with this hybrid system and the other stuff that are in the car. So I've used this all weekend. On my second tank of gas, probably going to do a third tank of gas before I return this car. And it does have a hybrid, so you can plug this car in, and it has gas in the back. And I didn't have to. I'll show you in a second. You can use the regen braking, and that charged the battery till just about full, which was amazing because when I got the car, it had less than half of a battery charge. So you can plug it in if you want. I don't know why you would. Well, you can. I'm kidding. It gives you the charger. Comes with the car. I haven't had to use it. You could plug this in a regular wall outlet. You probably want to, if you buy this car and own it, you probably want to upgrade it. But this is the charger that goes into the car. What we just saw, you unlatch this here and you plug it right in. All right, no big deal, very easy. And if you're like me, if you just have a standard power outlet in your garage, you just put this plug in like you would anything else. And this thing is heavy, let me tell you. All right. So you can plug it in, no problem. You have seats that fold down. You have anchors for baby seats. Again, people with big feet or long legs might not fit in the back seat, which is very disappointing on a car that's 200 inches long, because you want to be able to take 4 or 5 of your buddies. It's definitely a 5-seater if you have small feet or shorter legs. Now here's where we put the gas, just easy peasy, like a regular. There is a button, believe it or not, to release the gas. I don't know why that is, but typically BMWs, I've had 9 of them, M cars, you just press the button. For some reason here, I don't know. All right, so this car starts at $121,500. We said the paint and the interior were free. We have ceramic brakes for $8,500. The Bowers & Wilkins is standard. We have a couple other small options here. You pay about $1,175 for delivery, and $2,600, even though it's a hybrid, you pay $2,600 for gas guzzler tax. Now this car, normal driving, BMW says about 13 miles a gallon, because you still have a twin turbo V8. With the hybrid system, say if an electric car was 100 mpg equivalent, I think this comes out to about 53. So let's look at that engine. Some people think this is electric. I brought this to Cars and Coffees, and people said, oh, the new M5 is electric. It is not electric, it is hybrid. So you pull over here twice to unlatch it, unlike my E46 M3, where you press it once and then have a secondary latch here. There is no secondary latch. And here's the engine. It's still the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8 with hybrid assist. The hybrid motor makes about 194 horsepower. So it gives this car 717 horsepower, 738 foot-pounds of torque. And it's gained a lot of weight, so I think you need that extra horsepower and torque. So on Mondays, I do full-length videos, so I'm going to kind of intertwine this and the M8 competition that I just had in a beautiful maritime blue. This is Isle of Man green. I love Isle of Man green. I love the frozen Isle of Man green we had on the M4 CS a few weeks ago. What I would do is order this car in Laguna Seca blue. Laguna Seca blue is back. If I was getting M3, M4, M5, I would get this. So an M8 is essentially a 2-door M5 of the previous generation. The M8 hasn't changed over yet. The 8 Series came as a replacement to the 6 Series. So when we had the V10 cars, we had the M5, the M6. The 6 Series became the 8 Series, and now instead of M6s, we have M8s. And the M8 still had this engine, the V8 twin turbo, producing 617 horsepower because it was a competition, 600 horsepower in regular trim. But this has been redesigned with the hybrid system, so I'm assuming the next generation of the M8, whenever that comes out in the next couple years, will follow suit. So let's look at a couple things on the inside. Make sure to subscribe. I'm going to do a bunch of videos on this car, including a driving video, so you won't want to miss that. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll show you a couple things inside the car. So first of all, to release the gas, you have to press this gas thing here, which I don't believe I had to do on any of my BMWs. These are digital buttons now, lock and unlock. So you'll hear the clicks, but the button doesn't actually click. Now, if you want to do, there's a cool startup. Hopefully it'll let me do it. I don't know if it'll let me do it with the hood open, because it's going to tell me the hood's open. So let's try this. So here we go. So when you start the car, it usually, engine compartment hot. Okay. Because I have the hood open, it doesn't want me to touch anything. All right, no problem. So I like the flat bottom steering wheel. I've been driving this car about an hour to get to this location. After about an hour, your hand will cramp on this real thick steering wheel. And I have large hands too. And it'll get tiresome after a while. This has the regular seats, the not carbon buckets, which we had in the M2 and M4 CS. But the lumbar doesn't agree with me. Everybody says how comfortable the seat is, and it is comfortable. After about an hour, I do feel it in my back, even with the lumbar adjustment. So here's what I wanted to show you. So heated and cooled seats, which are optional, and this car has it. You press one button, and it brings up a menu. You know what? I think I have to close the hood in order for it to bring up the menu. All right, so let's close the hood. We do these videos in one take. The Bowers & Wilkins is very good. Sound system is excellent. You can hear that engine. Now, all right, it closed. So let's see if we can start it again, and I'll show you the light show. It kind of does a light show, which is pretty cool. And I was actually able to charge the battery up by just using the regen. So let me do my seatbelt, forgive me here. All right. You got a plug in here. They use a regular plug, so you can plug in your radar detector because you'll need it in this car. All right, let's do startup. Oh, is it not doing for me because I'm actually in the car? At night, it does a real cool startup with the M's. It should do it now. I don't know why it's not. Anyway, you could go into, I finally figured out the old M drive that the M8 had. And somehow on this one, I'm still learning. So we could do in Sport and Sport Plus. So listen, we're in Comfort now, and you don't really hear anything but the air conditioning. We'll put in Sport Plus. Listen to the sound change. It'll take a second. There you go. This, when I first got the car, I thought was the gas. It's not. It's actually the battery. So that is the gas. We're going to need gas soon. So just by driving in energy recovery, I did maximum. Every time I let off the gas, you'll see this blue bar come out here. So let's just give it a little gas. Maybe we got to be moving. It'll give a blue bar here and actually charge the battery from almost zero, driving it all day, to almost a full charge, which is pretty cool. So I didn't have to plug it in at all. Now the HVAC controls are a little complicated. There's actually, it blows out of here, and then to HVAC, you press this button here, which will bring up that menu. So for example, we can lower the fan speed so I can talk. But to turn the fan left or right, you have this button here, which says up, down, left, right. Now, we're making a simple thing complicated. If there was just a lever there, that would accomplish that. Same thing here. I was getting air here, but not on myself. The levers are down here. And then open and close is actually digital. So you would press it to close it, and then press it over here to open it. Start, stop, easy. If you want to drive in manual mode, so it says reverse, neutral, drive, and sport. So we're going to look here. We're going to put it in drive. Excuse me. It says 1D. We're going to press it one more time. And now it just says 1. So now we got to shift manually. Now I noticed I just took it for a drive to get here. After a while, if you're in manual mode and you don't actually use it in manual, it'll revert back to this drive, and I didn't touch anything. Now this is a torque converter automatic, and it's much better than dual clutch because it's much better in traffic. So school pickup line, it was great. Commuting to work, it was great. When you're having a fun drive, even in Sport Plus, unless you change the shift speeds, which you can, you can go into M mode here and do sport, track, or road. You can do into setup here, and you can make the drive logic shift faster. And you see that now it went to, I don't know if you can see, there's 3 settings for shift speeds. So this is comfort, nice and lazy. It doesn't always give you your shift. Sport, and then Sport Plus, where it really makes your head jerk. So I usually do the comfort shifts, but I notice when I'm trying to have fun, it doesn't always give me that shift. So if you want to do an acceleration on the highway, you actually have to shift early because the shift is delayed. Same thing, if you're coming to a turn and you want a downshift, it doesn't always give you the downshift. So I like having total control, so I typically drive in manual mode, but I think I have to do the shift speed a little faster. The car gets really rough if you do anything with the chassis for Sport or Sport Plus, so I recommend everything in comfort. Sport drivetrain, Sport Plus drivetrain has been great. Energy recovery, when you do max, you'll get that lurching every time you come off the gas, so you can leave it at mid now that the battery is full. But let's shut it off. We'll walk around the car one more time. This car's been great, so I think you got to get over the fact. So I've seen other reviews, and I've talked to people who've had this car, and they're like, well, I don't know if I like it because it's too heavy. Well, 5,500 pounds probably is too heavy, but it's still a great car. I think you have to get past the weight. Once you realize, okay, this is a heavy car, and I'm going to drive it more as a cruiser, than an E46 M3, I think you'll love this car. So I love this car, I highly recommend it. I think we're gonna see really good resale value, just like the Panamera. So if you're not familiar with the channel, I have a current generation Panamera Turbo, and I have the sedan because I found a fully loaded sedan. If I found a wagon for a similar price, and the wagons are more, my car wouldn't have depreciated the last 2 years. This four-door did. So I think you're gonna see the same thing here at the M5. I think the sedan's gonna depreciate like every modern M5, and the wagons will hold their value. I don't know that they'll be worth $140,000. This car with these options, including the $8,500 ceramic brakes, is just over, I think it's $140,700, somewhere around there. But I think these will probably be over 100, like the RS6 for a long time if you get the wagon version. So let me know what you guys think. I highly recommend this car. Just get over the weight. You'll be used to the weight in a day, and you'll know what this car can and can't do. And once you know what it can or can't do, I think you'll be fine and you can just enjoy it. It's a great highway car. It's a great car if you have open roads. And I think BMW's done a great job. All right, guys, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I do videos, 8 videos a week. Full-length video on Monday, a short video on Friday. Not a YouTube short, but a 5-minute video on Fridays. And then YouTube shorts Tuesday through Sunday. So the main videos go at 7 a.m. Monday and Friday, and the shorts usually go at 4 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment what you think about this car. Would you buy it? Excuse me. Would you take it over the sedan? And what car do you want me to review next? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.